question before we get started, and I would love if you answered this in the comments down below so we can get a little dialogue going here, and that is this. What is your definition of spiritual maturity, particularly if you are a witch or witchy? What is your definition of a spiritually mature witch? Hi, welcome to Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching a video about spiritual maturity. Specifically, the spiritually mature witch. What does it mean to be a spiritually mature witch? And I wasn't asking you that question at the top of this video for my health. I really want to know because, well, first of all, yay! My new ebook is launching today, and it's called The Spiritually Mature Witch. I will tell you more about that in a second. But when I was working on that book, I Googled spiritual maturity, and a lot of hits came up, but they were almost entirely Christian. And the Christian idea of spiritual maturity is very different than my own. So I was thinking like, wow, we all must have a different idea of what spiritual maturity is about. And I am not dissing any Christians. My entire family, who I adore, they are all Christian, and they are lovely, generous, warm-hearted people. My favorite people in the world. But I'm just specifically talking to those of us that practice the law of attraction or magic, or maybe you're a Wiccan or a pagan. What does it mean to you to be spiritually mature? Because what I have seen that it means to Christians is giving your life over to Jesus, turning your life over to the Lord. That's really largely what their idea of spiritual maturity is. And mine is very different. Spiritual maturity to me, it's not a product of age. It's not a product of advancement, how many degrees you have, what kind of label you have, if you are the high priestess grand poobah of the such and such clan, 5th degree, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care. One of the coolest things about being a part of the online witchy community is that I have been able to meet all kinds of witches, and I have met many teenage witches who have impressed me to no end with their spiritual maturity. A couple come to mind. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to embarrass them and I don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. But really, like, specific people come to mind. Kids! And they're so spiritually mature. And then there's people my age and much, much, much older, people in positions of authority and so-called power who I have found to be extremely immature and off-putting. I'll just say it like that. A little off-putting. And it's interesting, the whole gamut, from this age to this age, from spiritual maturity to spiritual immaturity. The conclusion that I've come to is that it's really a matter of focus. So I have found that spiritually mature people tend to focus on power from within. And spiritually immature people tend to focus on power over. So I think a lot of people get into magic or the law of attraction because they want to have power over other people or power over certain situations, power over their body, power over money, power over some romantic interest that they have. And I believe that magic can work under those circumstances, absolutely, but I don't believe that that leads to satisfaction, fulfillment, peace, joy, happiness, all that good shit, all the things that I'm personally in it for. I want to lead the kick-ass life of my dreams, and for me, that's about, I just want to be happy. I want to feel good. And I have found that the people that are focused on power over, they don't feel good. It's a constant clawing and craving and never being satisfied. So that's the way that I would define it. And the way that I personally see it is that we are all unique channels of one divine source energy, that the divine is in all things are in the divine, and that this energy in a healthy, spiritually mature, open-hearted person, it just flows naturally, but in a totally unique way. And that way we are all individuals. But this creative, mysterious energy, call it what you will, when you're spiritually mature, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, it flows. But we, as human beings, because life is a bitch, we have all these different ways of blocking the flow and of trying to control the flow. And that keeps us in a spiritually immature state. So, I am extraordinarily, super duper, extra excited to announce that today is the launch of the Spiritually Mature Witch, 5 Keys to Unlocking Your Personal Power. That is what personal power means to me. That is the kind of personal power I'm talking about. And the 5 keys are about unlocking whatever it is that is blocking your flow. Unlocking that door so it can open and the divine can flow back through, and you can be at peace with yourself and the world. You can be happy. Again, maybe like you were as a small child. Hopefully you had that experience as a small child. And if you didn't, hugs. The 5 keys, they are actionable. I was very specific. I did not leave it like, you could do this, or you could do that, or maybe you could try this. It's very much like, here is how this key works. And it's designed for you to work with each key regularly, to practice. It's a spiritual practice. It's a magical practice. So you're going to get out of this whatever you put into it. And that's how magic works anyway. That's how anything worthwhile works. And this is a book about you. It's a book about doing. It's a book about practice. And I really want you to know that before you buy it. Know what you're getting into. It is brief but meaty. And it is going to change your life if you let it, if you show up in the way that the book asks you to do. So today's video is not coming with a regular blog post as it usually does. I am just going to, in the blog that goes with this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, just follow the link down below. I'm going to put an excerpt to the section of the ebook on personal power, and you can read more about that, the power within versus power over, and that'll give you an idea of my tone. I write like I talk, basically. And then just more about what this is all about. The whole theme for January is the Spiritually Mature Witch. So I'll be creating lots of free content on Hippie Witch, Magic for New Age, my podcast every Tuesday at noon, and in my blog posts and my newsletter, here, there, and everywhere. I am excited. This to me is about personal sovereignty, being the king or queen of your own life, your own queendom, your own kingdom. And that's why this is the first product of 2016. Thank you so much for filling out the survey that helped me design 2016. You asked for an ebook, you're getting an ebook right off the bat. So until we meet again, much love to you. Peace.